There are some big prints back in here. I think that's the bear. Well, hello YouTube and welcome back to Retired for Life. So things are still plenty wet out here. It's above freezing, but not too bad. And just because we've got all the wet snow does not mean the chores end. So I've still got a couple of things to do out here. And we'll need to check, see how our roof heater cables are doing. And as you can see, yeah, they're doing a great job. Except for some reason, one at the ends here seems to have stopped working. Everything else looks really good. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on there. All right, there's nothing serious. I've just got a extension cord here with a bad connection. So we're going to replace that. And the other thing I have to do is replace the bulbs in this sensor light because they are both gone. So we'll get the ladder up here and do these two quick jobs. But before we do that, we're going to go for a little walk, get by the snow. So this might be a mistake, but I'm going to try to go out here without my snowshoes. We'll see how well that works. I want to get to the trail cameras because I'm curious to see how the animals are doing with all this heavy wet snow we've been getting. So I've got a path figured out that I'm going to take to get to the cameras. We'll see how bad it is. I might have to come back and put the snowshoes on, but it's too wet and too heavy to get through with the ATV. It would just get 10 feet into this stuff and be stuck. And this part of the trail is just way too closed in for the tractor. So let's see what happens. And we are seeing lots of tracks, but we've got a long ways to go down in here. This is going to be exhausting. These are all pretty old tracks, so very hard to tell what they're from. Just down here is where it floods. So hopefully there's ice on there that we can walk across under the snow. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the snow is deep. There's one tree that's going to have to come down. So this is the area that's usually flooded. So there's going to be a lot of water under here. And hopefully I don't go through. No, we seem to be good. Ice is strong enough. Oh, there's so much work to clean up out here. You know, I love having my sawmill, but one of the disadvantages of having that is how much time it takes. You know, there is a lot of time involved in logging, bringing the stuff back, turning it into boards, usable lumber, and then all the work that goes on from there. So with all that extra work, I don't get the time to come back and play in the trails as much as I like to. Yeah, these are all pretty old tracks, so it's pretty tough to tell what they are. So all this deep snow, there's probably not a lot of stuff moving around. Anyway, let's start collecting our cameras. Well, there is definitely more trees down. This would have been easier with the snowshoes, but because I'm going back into a lot of brushy stuff, I decided not to put them on. So we've been walking back here for a little bit now, and it is so mild that I'm already getting pretty sweaty. All right, camera number 2 coming up. All right, there it is. And we've got some tracks that have come quite close to it. Boy, it's got to be a struggle for them getting through this stuff. My external mic has died, so hopefully the sound is going to be okay. I'm back on the mic attached to the camera. Well, there are some big prints back in here. I think that's the bear. Maybe the warm weather has brought him out. It'll be interesting to see what the camera reveals. Alright, well there's a view looking down on this drainage creek where I was working on down the trail further on. So I think we'll have a peek down there and see how that drainage pipe is holding up. So this is the part of the trail that I was doing so much work on to get the tractor down, and where we put our drainage pipe. Drainage pipe is in place. It's not washed away. There's not a huge amount of water coming down, but from what I can see, it's not going down the trail now. Yeah, it's coming through the pipe beautifully and going off down towards the marsh, just as planned. So that's actually working. That's great. We'll get back in here and get back to work as soon as I can come spring. So we made lots of progress last year on this. I've got these 2 more trees that I need to take down. And this back corner is where my building is going to be. Just back in the trees there. I've got my chair and a supply box and a table that's all folded up right now. I love this stuff. I wish I could get back out here. But we have to get through the winter. Alright, we still got a little bit to go to get to the next camera. I should have brought more water with me. Coming up on that camera, and this is clearly well-worn trail. So this looks like it's mainly turkey tracks, but no, there's deer tracks in there too. And some coyote tracks too. Yeah, they're gonna love me coming through here to knock this down a little more. No sign of bear tracks. They're all quite small tracks here. But you can see this trail runs right towards the camera. So this will probably be another session of dealing with the turkey parade. There will be many shots on here from them. Alright, let's get this camera in the bag and then start working our way out. Well, that was fun. I've still got to get out, but at least we got all 3 cameras now, and we are on our way out. Okay, folks, we have been fed. We're back out and back to work. So let's get our step ladder out of the power equipment shed. Yeah. All right, there it is there. So this should be everything I need for this job. I do like these cords that have got the little indicator inside of them that lets you know that there's power going to them. That's how I found out this one was failing. It looks like it's the end of this one that's failing. I think I'm going to have to cut the end of this plug off and put a new one on. So yeah, so when I look at the end of this plug, you can see there's a black mark there. So something has caused it to screw up. Even though the light is on, there's some kind of short up in this part of it. So next is these light bulbs. I don't see anything wrong with this bulb. Have I got a bad fixture? Let's get down to the shop and put a meter on this bulb. Yeah. Darn. Bulb's good. So that means fixture's bad. So those ones are too long anyway, so I've got to return them. And then get a new fixture and get that installed. Oh, there's always something to do, that's for sure. But anyway, I think we're going to call that it for today's video, folks. So keep an eye out for the trail camera videos. That will be coming up very shortly. I'll put a short out and then a more extended version of that. And we'll see how that goes. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please don't forget to give it a like. I'd love to hear from you if you have any comments on the video. And I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. I am closing in on that 1,000 mark. Things are kind of stalled right now, so I'm hoping to get your help. So remember to stay safe out there, folks. Be good to each other, and we'll see you out on the trails the next time. Yeah. There's never an end to it.